Hello everybody, welcome back to Pixie Woo. Today I am going to do a quick and easy summer bride makeup tutorial for you. I hope you enjoy. So I have already moisturised my skin. I'm then going to take a little bit of Laura Mercier, this is the foundation primer, and work that over my skin. Now my skin's slightly dry, so I like to use this one because it works really well. I'm going to rub it into the skin. I'm just going to use my fingers. Now I don't very often wear a primer, but if I'm getting married then I would wear a primer because you want it to last. When I got married I did wear a primer. I then need to add some foundation. It's a summer wedding, so I want something that's quite lightweight and doesn't make me look like I've got loads of makeup on. I also want something that hasn't got too high a SPF in, because SPF is what flashes back, so it makes your face look really, really pale and your body its correct colour. So I'm going to use face and body. This one's great because I can build with it. I actually use this one on the winter wedding one as well. But it works really nicely for brides, and I use it a lot when I'm doing wedding makeup. So I'm just taking that on an expert face brush and really working it into the skin. Now if you're unsure whether your foundation will flash back, pop it on, take a photo of it, do it with flash and without and see if you love it. If it flashes back then it will do it on your wedding day, so change for a different one. I then need to add some concealer, and I'm going to use MAC Studio Finish Concealer. This one is in NW25, which is my colour. Now this concealer has an SPF of 35 in, so it can flash back on people. On me it doesn't, so do try it beforehand and check. On my mum it flashes back terribly, on me and Sam it doesn't at all, so it is one to be wary of, but it really covers beautifully. I think it depends how much of it you put on. I put a small amount on and then really blend it in so it doesn't flash back so badly. Just wanted to run that through my eyebrows where they're slightly uneven, and really in this corner here. Now if you find that you get creasing on the corners, then just pop your concealer right in the very darkest part there. You don't need to drag it right the way out. And I get really dark here too. But only keep it in that bit because you want to prime your eyes as well. And the concealer will obviously help it, will make the primer move. Find that you've got a concealer that's really stubborn and won't blend, use your ring finger and just work it in, and the heat from your ring finger will help it blend much easier for you. Right, I'm going to leave the skin like that, allow it to work in and do its own thing. If I was to powder it now, then it would just sit really, really thick and heavy on the skin. I'm going to move on to the eyes, and I'm going to take a little bit of Pro Prime from Nars. I'm going to pop that over the eyelid first. So anything I now put on there is going to stay put a little bit better. Work that in with my ring finger. And then I'm going to take a little bit of this Kiko or Kiko, however you want to say it. This one is Colour Shock, and it's like a gel shadow, cream shadow. This one is in O2 or Sunset Coral. I'm going to use my finger, a little bit on there, and just push it over the lid. A little bit goes a really long way with this. I'm going to keep the same palette as I used for the winter tutorial, and I'm going to use this one here. This is the Zoeva palette in Nude. It's really, really nice and cheap, that's why I'm using it. So you don't have to spend a bomb on everything. So I'm just going to take that on a MAC 217 and just brush that over the lid. I'm then going to take two of the lighter colours from the palette on the same brush and just run them through the brow bone. Now these won't really change the colour of my eyeshadow, but what they will do is it's matting it all out so that if my eyes water or they crease or they get oily, it's not going to rub my mascara into the top of my brow so much, at least give you a little bit longer. Hopefully you'll be wearing a waterproof mascara, so this shouldn't happen anyway. I'm also going to take a slightly deeper colour. I think I'll use this one. You don't need to do this. I'm going to use a tiny bit. I'm going to look back and just softly, with the same brush, just pop that in my socket bone. Just to add a little bit of shape to the eye. I'm then going to take a black eyeshadow. This one's by MAC. The black in the Zoeva palette isn't quite black enough for me. And I'm going to use a MAC 266, which is an angle brush, and softly push that along the lash line. I only want it very lightly to pull the eye out slightly. You can swap this for a gel if you prefer, but I actually prefer this because it won't move as much. I find that the gels can be broken down quite easily in really warm weather. So I only want a very small amount of that just to bring out the eye shape. If you think that black's too harsh for you, go for a dark brown. I'm then going to take a little bit of MAC Reflex. This one is transparent pink. I'm going to pop that on my 217 and just push that over the eye. These reflexes come in loads of different colours, so you can choose. If you want to go for a pearly colour, you can go for the pearl one. If you want to go for gold, then there's one that has gold flecks in it. So they're great to finish off with a little bit of sparkle. Right, then onto the brows. I'm going to brush my brows through first. So I can see where they need to be filled in. I'm then going to take my Uemura brow pencil. This one is in hard number 9 and it is seal brown is the colour. Now the reason I've gone for this one is because I love it, for one, and also it's very, very hard, hence the name, hard. Now what that means is if you go for a product that's really waxy, when you get hot it's going to rub off much, much easier. So this one, because it's harder to work on, it's harder to get off. So it works really well. And being a summer bride, I only want to fill in the gaps. So I actually re-dyed my brows last night especially so that they'd look a bit thicker without me having to draw them in to make them look fake. Then back to finish the eyes, I'm going to take some mascara. I'm using a Chanel one, but use any waterproof mascara that you love. You can curl them first if you want, but mine curl a little bit anyway. And if I curl them too much, it makes it really difficult to put individual lashes on. So I don't want to curl them too much. Then back to the skin, I'm going to take a little bit of Chanel Bronze Universalle. I'm going to use the same brush that I used for my foundation. And I'm just going to use this around the outsides of the face and a little bit on the cheeks. So anywhere I want to look slightly more sun-kissed. Now you find by layering your makeup that it will last much, much better and for much longer. I'm then going to take a little bit of Clinique powder, loose powder. This one is in Transluscent. And just pop that on to take away any shine. Now what I would suggest if you get quite shiny and you're having a summer wedding is get yourself some blot powder, some pressed blot powder from MAC, and you can apply that throughout the day and it won't change your makeup. But to start off with, apply a good powder that will seal it all in place for the first few hours. I've then got this Kiko bronzer. This one is Essential Bronzer, 200, and I'm going to apply that with a blush brush. God, they smell so good. It smells like chocolate, this stuff. And comes out super duper strong, so I'm going to just blend that down. So it's around the cheekbones and around the head, anywhere that you would naturally, the sun would hit you. So you just look glowing. I'm going to take my powder brush just to buff that down a bit because it's a bit strong. I want to look healthy, but I don't want to look tangoed. I'm then going to take a little bit of this Urban Decay Naked palette. This one is flushed. And I'm going to take a little bit of the pinky tone, rub a bit of it off, and just apply that to the apples of my cheeks. And then a small amount of the highlighter one to the tops of my cheeks. You can put the shine back in where you want it so the skin looks really, really healthy. And if you want, you can pop that through the brow bone as well. I'll show you. So just through the outer side of the brow bone, don't go too far in. I'm then going to pop a lipstick on, or lip gloss, and I have chosen, this one is a Clarins lip gloss in Natural Lip Perfector, and this one is in 05. I'm going to use it on its own. Now I found that on my wedding day my lipstick just came off and I didn't have time to keep touching it up and looking in mirrors, and this sort of thing is super handy because you can just pop it on, it doesn't matter. And when you kiss your groom or your husband, they don't end up with really, really glossy lips that doesn't come off. And it wears off really nicely. Lastly, I need to add some individual lashes, and I've got these Liz Martin ones. I love these because if you can see, the stem on them is quite thick, so they really stay put nice and easy. Just pop some duo on the back of my hand and then dip it in to the glue and just place it on. So this is just going to thicken my lashes. Now I think individual lashes or half lashes are the way for a wedding, because if you are emotional, then any lashes that are in here are just going to ping up if your eyes water, and they're just not as comfortable, whereas individual lashes you don't even realise you've got on. I'm then going to add a little bit of this Nars Longer Than Life Longwear eyeliner inside the eye. This is a goldy tone. I'm going to just take that. Right the way inside. And then some more waterproof mascara on your bottom lashes. So there you have a really simple summer wedding makeup tutorial. Really long wearing, will withstand the heat, won't flash back, and will hopefully last all day for you. I hope you've enjoyed that. Congratulations if you're getting married. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you again soon. Take care. Bye bye.